Welcome to Gentle Night Reads. Today we have a happy bedtime story for you to help fall asleep. Enjoy The Enchanted Puppet Master. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between towering mountains and endless meadows, there lived a mysterious man named Gregor the Puppet Master. Gregor wasn't like the other villagers. He didn't farm the land, he didn't sell goods in the market, and he never joined the town festivals. Instead, he spent his days creating puppets, beautiful, lifelike puppets with delicate wooden fingers and glassy eyes that seemed to follow you wherever you went. But at night he performed. Every evening in the center of the village, Gregor set up his small wooden stage, where he brought his puppets to life. With a flick of his fingers they danced, twirled, and laughed. With a whisper of his voice they sang songs and told stories. And the children? Oh, how they adored him. They clapped, they giggled, they cheered for his every show. Parents smiled, knowing their children were happy. But none of them noticed something strange. Slowly, one by one, the children changed. At first it was small things. Little Mia, the baker's daughter, no longer spoke at the dinner table. She just sat, staring ahead, moving her fingers as if she were holding invisible puppet strings. Timothy, the blacksmith's son, no longer played with his friends. Instead, he would sit on the ground, tilting his head from side to side, as if listening to a voice only he could hear. And then one night, something even stranger happened. The children didn't just watch Gregor's show anymore. They moved like his puppets. One evening, the mayor of the village, Old Man Bernard, hid behind the market stalls to watch Gregor's performance more closely. And what he saw chilled him to the bone. With every movement of Gregor's hands, the children twitched. With every flick of his fingers, their arms jerked like marionettes. Their eyes were empty, lost in a trance. They were under his spell. Bernard rushed to the villagers. "We must stop him. He is controlling our children." And that night the people gathered their courage. They marched to Gregor's small wooden house at the edge of the village, their torches burning through the darkness. Gregor opened the door slowly, his face calm, his tired eyes twinkling. "Ah," he said softly, "you've finally noticed." The villagers stormed inside. "Release our children from your magic," they demanded. Gregor sighed. "I didn't mean to hurt them," he whispered. I just wanted them to stay." "Stay?" the mayor asked, confused. Gregor turned to his puppets, rows upon rows of them sitting quietly on shelves. Their glassy eyes shone in the candlelight. And then he told them his story. Once, many years ago, Gregor had a daughter. A bright, beautiful little girl named Eliza. She loved puppets. Every evening, she would sit beside him as he carved, painting tiny smiles on wooden faces. But one winter, when the snow fell heavier than ever before, Eliza grew sick. Gregor tried everything: warm soups, medicines, even the prayers of the village priest. But nothing worked. One morning, as he held her tiny hand, Eliza whispered, "Papa, make me a puppet, so I'll never leave." And then she was gone. Gregor never recovered. In his grief, he created a spell that would keep children by his side forever, never growing, never leaving, never fading away like Eliza had. "I just wanted them to stay," Gregor repeated, his voice breaking. "I didn't want to be alone again." The villagers were silent. They had come with anger, but now They saw a man with a broken heart, a father who had lost everything. Finally, old man Bernard stepped forward. Gregor, keeping them here like puppets is not love. Love is letting go. Gregor's hands trembled. He looked at the children, standing still as statues, their little faces blank. And for the first time he saw what he had done. With tears in his eyes, he stepped to the center of the room. He raised his hands and whispered a single word. A warm light filled the air. The children blinked. They gasped. And then, one by one, they rushed back to their parents, hugging them tightly. Gregor watched, silent, as they laughed and cried and spoke once more. The spell was broken, but he knew it was time for him to go. Before he left, Gregor made one final gift. He carved a beautiful wooden puppet, a little girl with golden hair and a blue dress. And he left it in the village square with a note. Eliza was my world. Let this puppet remind you that love is not about holding on. It's about letting go. And then Gregor the Puppet Master disappeared beyond the mountains, never to be seen again. But his story, his lesson, it stayed with the village forever. The end.